Hello guys, and welcome back to another Edain Hero Submod / Dagor Dagorath mod video. Today, we will be going over the Goblins as per request. So, let's load up our test map. Okay, so to start with Goblins, let's go over the powers real quick. We have Cave Bats that reveals Shroud, Stealth, and reduces enemy armor damage. This summons a random creep, such as a Warg Lair, a Spider Lair, or a Troll Cave, and then you can use that to farm XP and then get the money. War Chant, just buff your units. Drums in the Deep, this is a global buff, and it also buffs your Orc Riders. It makes them faster. This is a summon. It summons a bunch of spiders, but they're pretty weak right now, so kind of a mediocre power. This, Pact of Hate, you can take over a neutral creep. You can use it on, obviously, the one you summon, and you can also use it on the neutral ones on the map. Tainted Land, it's Tainted Land, just buff your, gives armor damage. We have the Watcher summon, summons the Watcher, does a lot of AoE damage, and then it eats units. We have Army of the Past Ages, allows us access to Balrogs and Fire Drakes and other first stage heroes. And then we have the Worm, the Fire Worm. It's just got a different portrait. It's the Worm. It changes places and it breathes fire. We have our Legions of Gundabad summon. It summons 6 battalions of fully upgraded Gundabad orcs and 4 attack trolls. And then we have Dragon Strike from Vanilla. So let's get all those. I guess I'll just show them all off real quick. So roll the Cave Troll. Oh, the FX is not playing for this. Okay, so that's all our powers. I'm gonna save the first stage stuff for later, but I didn't do that last time in the mortar video, so I figured I'd quickly do it now, and then we can get on to the main point of this, is the Goblin heroes. We're gonna spend most of our time talking about this because it's it completely dictates how you actually play the faction. So let's get access to all our heroes.
The eye is watching us. Make yourself useful. We have a new cave. We expanded the cave.
Alright.
We've completed the
So I'm gonna start with the heroes that kind of operate individually of what you do. So I'm gonna get these heroes here. Shelob, Azog, Drogoth, Birder, and Bold. Okay. So, let's start with these three first. We'll start with Azog, or as he's known in this as the Defiler. So, he gets a leadership. He gets a very, very powerful leadership. This buffs heroes and units. It gives them 150% armor and resistance to fear and terror. He also gets a warg, his mount. When he's on the mount, it gives him access to this ability where he can just jump on heroes and it knocks him over to the ground and it does a little bit of damage. Okay. This is just like, you can use this against any enemy. It's kind of buggy though. It's just like a single strike that knocks him to the ground. And then he gains access to this ability called Brutal Measure. So basically what you do is you sacrifice some units, and then the other units in vicinity, other infantry units, this doesn't work on monsters, get 50% damage and 20% speed. Alright, and then he gets this. This pins a hero, and it does a lot of damage. And enemy units around the hero are feared, so they run away. Now let's do Bolg. So he also gets a warg mount. That also changes his Palantir, and it gives him access to these abilities if he levels up. But these abilities are also just actively. You're gonna get them later too. He gets a weapon toggle, so he can switch to his bow. And when he gets level 10, he puts on his armor and he gets his leadership. I guess I should have showed the other ability first, but it's fine. It's just this ability. And then the ability that he swapped out was a pin. Just an archer pin at level 7. But yeah, his leadership gives infantry, monsters, and cavalry units 50% damage and 300 experience gain. That's the fact that it affects monsters is very strong. He gets access to a Blade Master, so for 20 seconds he gets double damage, splash damage, knockback, and 50% armor. Oh, I didn't even show off this ability. So this is a buff for himself, and all units. They get 30% speed and 10% damage. And then his last ability is a summon. It's a really good summon too. He summons 3 battalions of fully upgraded half-troll swordsmen. These guys have a lot of health, and they do a lot of damage too. Okay, so that's Bolg. Now we'll go over Birder. I'm sorry if I'm not showing off all the abilities, but some of them are just self-explanatory. Others I will show off because they're probably a little bit harder to visualize, I guess. Okay, so he gets this ability, which I will show off. So you can auto-cast this, which is very useful. So basically he picks up like an enemy infantry unit, and he kills that unit, eats him, and then he gets the full health. He also gets a Blade Master. He gets 25% damage, 25% armor, and 50% attack speed, but it also disables all his other abilities, so just be wary of that. He gets a troll. He gets a fear. He gets a leap. And he gets an earthquake. Doesn't have that much range, but it does do quite a lot of damage, especially to buildings. Okay. Show off Shelob. So Shelob is one of our ring heroes. At level 1, from levels 1 to 9, I believe, she gets this ability called Nesting. So basically, she's immobilized for 60 seconds. She spawns some spiders, which she just did as she levels up. So every level she spawns spiders, but yeah. That ability, she's immobile for 60 seconds, and then she levels up and she spawns spiders. And you can do that up until level 10. At level 10, that ability is replaced with a Fear, as we just saw with Birder. She has 2 Palantirs, or, well, I'm ahead of myself. She gets this ability, a Cobweb, which it slows enemy units in an area. Yeah, so it has a pretty long range. Oh, it also poisons them. It does a little bit of damage too. But yeah, all these units are slowed. It also works on heroes. Before I switch to Planter, I'll just go over these. She gets a Poison Stinger. I believe this is... Oh, they killed all the heroes. Can I use it on Sauron? I can use it on anything. Okay. But I believe it's or no, that was the tunnel. Can I use this on Sauron? I can. Okay. So she gets tunnel. It just allows her to move anywhere. I believe this pin's a hero. Nope. Okay, it's not a pin. It's just a strong attack, and then it poisons them over time. So Shelob gets 2 Palantirs, the middle ability. This is how you switch back, and then she gets access to 3 new abilities. So for this, she gets 60% speed. She does not slow down when trampling, and she becomes immune to pierce and special damage. So basically, pikes and archers, she takes no damage from them. Okay. Okay. And for this ability, this is a debuff. She moves slower, but enemies near her become fearful, they lose speed, and they're blind. And it unlocks a new ability. So if she's level 7, she unlocks this ability called Wicked Will. So what she basically does is you get this cursor, and you pick an area, and I believe it spawns spiders, but it's also a slow. Okay, no, it doesn't spawn spiders. That's this ability. And then if we use that ability, it also unlocks this ability. This ability allows, is another debuff. Enemies who venture into the area where she's at lose 50% speed, and they become blind, so they lose all vision. This ability does spawn spiders, and I believe it's also a debuff. Let's take a look. No, it just spawns spiders, and then they attack everything. Okay. So that's Shelob. I will show her with the ring form later. Let's get on to our next hero, Drogoth. So, Drogoth can land, which unlocks a new Palantir of abilities. So let's land him. We'll go over this real quick. So at level 3, this is basically scavenger for dragons. So dragons that you summon from the fire lair, such as these drakes or fireworms, and then dragons that he summons to his own level 7 ability. These guys, and also dragons that he summons from his level 10, which gives you access to this special drake lair. And from this lair, you can get even more dragons, which is really cool. We need the treasure trove to unlock some of them.
That one's finished.
Okay, so we get a single fire drake. It gets an inferno. We get a fire drake brood. This is really similar to our first stage fire drake brood, but they're a little bit weaker. And then you get these young dragons, and what's cool about these guys is if you level them up, they become even stronger. But yeah, I guess I'll show that off. And then we get these cold drakes. Similar to the Angmar first stage one, which I will showcase eventually. They're just a flying dragon, they don't breathe fire, but they do get a fear. So back to Drogoth. This ability is a fireball when he's on the ground. Let me move him over. Okay. Yep. It's just a fireball when he's on the ground. Let's put him back in the air. So, for this ability, Relentless, this is basically another fireball. But when you use it and you destroy an enemy, you actually unlock a new ability. There's our dragon. I'll show that. I'll get back to that in a sec. And this is specifically for resource buildings. You can destroy a resource building for free, essentially. Let's show off this guy again real quick. There. I believe he needs level 4 for this form, and then at level 8, he goes into an even big, stronger dragon, but there's more. At level 10, he becomes an even stronger dragon, and he gets a fireball ability, and he has the ability to land. That's pretty cool. But it's pretty hard to level him up, I would say, in a multiplayer game. So back to Drogoth. He gets a standard fireball. He gets wing blasts, which I showed in the Mordor video. It's the same ability. He just kind of hits the swing or beats his wings on the ground, and units take a little bit of damage, and it knocks him over. And then he gets this ultimate ability, which is kind of like Rain of Fire, but smaller, I would say. Yeah, that's very strong. Okay. So now, that's all that's all for those heroes. Now let's get to the really important heroes. I'm gonna do them in order, and I'm gonna reload a couple times because depending on which one you crown, you will gain access to new abilities, not just for them, but for this this hero here, Azog. So let's start with Gorkill. All right.
Get ready, goblins. They cannot be stopped.
So Gorkill, if you have the spider pit, which we'll build, he can mount his spider. And then he gets access to a ranged weapon, or his spear, which is a melee weapon. He gets access to his stinger. This is like Shelob's. It's just a strong single attack that poisons a hero over time. And then he also gets to summon some brood mothers, which are some pretty strong spiders. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of the others, some other spiders. These ones are not actually that strong. Oh, it's when he's. I think it's when he's king. So when he's on dismounted, he also gets a skull totem. It just provides 50% damage to nearby units. He gets poison attack. This actually pins a hero, so it prevents him from moving, and it poisons him over time. He gets another spider summon. I think it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. So he gets it in both forms. And then he gets this ability. So basically when he attacks, he releases poisonous clouds. I'm going to show it off. And he gets 50% armor and damage. So there's the poison. And then, as you can see, he gets a damage buff. Pretty strong. So, now we'll go over to Azog.
Get ready, Goblins.
Orcish Hunting Instinct. So this is kind of like a war chant. You use it on your infantry units. Yeah, it only works on infantry specific units, and they get 50% damage, extra visibility, extra range, extra speed, and they get knockback resistance. At level 3, he gets his own Blade Master, but this is way stronger. He gets 75% damage, 75% armor, and he can crush / trample enemy units, but he does lose speed. So as you can see, I can just run through these units. At level 5, he gets a very strong leadership. This affects infantry, cavalry, and monsters, and heroes, where they get 75% armor and damage. At level 7, he gets Gruesome Crime. This ability is also another powerful single attack, but it also debuffs nearby enemy units. So all these units suffer 50% damage, 50% armor, 50% speed. They're less resistant to fear and terror effects, and they're afraid of Azog. So this is a very, very powerful hero, and we haven't even gotten started yet, really. Now he gets access to this Palantir here, and it depends on which of the goblins you crown: Gorkill, Durbers, or the Great Goblin, which I will show after this. So let's crown Gorkill. We will go to the fortress. When Gorkill is crowned, it unlocks Spider Riders at the Spider Pit. He gets Global Scavenger, and poisoned units with poison deal more damage. So let's crown him. Now Gorkill has even more abilities. So let's start with the mounted abilities.
Bow before me, vermin.
So he gets he has his toggle weapon, he has his poison stinger. He also gets this ability, which poisons enemy units around him. I believe it's like where he's moving. It just releases a crowd. Nope, okay, it's just in the area where he's at. And he gets a ability for Spider Riders. They deal triple damage. So Gorkill, when he's crowned, he gets a new Palantir of abilities. This is a very, very powerful buff. So depending on how close units are to a certain area, they gain a different amount of different buff amount. So if they're far away, like all the way out here and stuff, they get 25% armor and damage. If they're in a longer range, so like from this guy, like over here, they get 50% armor damage. And if they're in a medium range, so like over here, from this guy to that guy, they get 100% armor and 200% damage.
Keep moving. Over there.
for this ability, another single strike ability. But if Gorekill kills the unit, or literally anything he uses it on, he permanently gains 50% or 15% damage. As you can see, we were at 600 and now we're at 690. This is another debuff. Units in the area lose, the selected enemy units and heroes, they lose 90% vision and range and speed.
Get ready, Goblins.
And then he gets the ability we showed earlier, the power of poison, where he gets 50% arm damage and he releases poison as he attacks.
Listen here.
Now let's go over to Azog. Because we've crowned Gorekill, he gains access to new abilities. So let's trigger this. Okay, this Palantir is still the same, but now this has changed. So he gains a passive debuff. Elven units, so any elf in the game, any elven unit in the game loses 25% armor damage. Kind of like our Nazgul debuff, works similar. And he permanently gains 50% armor and damage. So as you can see, he was at, I think he was at 500 earlier. Now he's at 750.
The ring has been dropped. I am the Lord of the Deep Places.
At level 4, he gets this ability called Humiliation. He summons a chest, and when the units take the chest, they lose 75% damage, and they lose life, or they take damage over time. And I think it temporarily stunned him there too.
Cannot stop the Goblins.
Okay, at level 7 he gets this ability called Tyrant. This is a very, very strong debuff, but this also affects your units. So all units and heroes around him lose 50% armor and 50% damage, but Azog gains 300% armor and damage.
I smell the fear in their rods.
And then his ultimate ability at level 10, you have 3 possible options that happens when he attacks. Enemy units cower in fear, and they're stunned essentially, and they can't move. Or they flee, they're struck with terror, and they run away. Or I believe, Azog's Whirling Blade, I believe that's an AoE attack. So that's the stun, I believe. I believe he also gets splash damage in this. I believe the description is a little bit incomplete. Yeah. Okay, the ability's over. So that's Gorekill and Azog when you crown Gorekill. I guess I should show off the spider riders actually. Let me build a spider pit.
Make yourself useful. The spiders have their pits.
It'll take me a second to get them. But basically, if you ever played vanilla, the spider riders are elite cavalry, and they also have bows that you can upgrade with poison-tipped arrows. And because they're riding spiders, they also debuff enemy cavalry. Okay. Let me show off the spider arrow real quick. Okay, so yep, they get a weapon toggle between a bow and a spear. They debuff enemy cavalry, and they get poison arrows and banner carriers. So I'm going to reload or restart this. Oh, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna just start a new game because I have to show off. Because in order to show off like the full power, or like all the heroes properly, I have to crown I have to crown each of the 3 goblins. And then after that, I'll show off everything else in the faction. Okay. Let's start with the Great Goblin. So the Great Goblin has 2 Palanters of abilities by default. And the first ability... Oh, and also, he gains XP. He gains XP from using his abilities. So I'll use this first ability, Summon Raiders. As you see, he levels up. These Raiders, they get capture 3 resources with every hit against a resource building.
No tricks. I want the truth. Warts and
So you can kind of just like level him up like really safely just by using these abilities. So he can kind of snowball to his max levels. He has more health than the other 2 goblin leaders because he's really slow. Okay. Okay. He summons tunnel diggers. When they attack a building, the building loses 25% armor, and they can build a tunnel.
what are you doing in these parts?
Another building all finished up.
At level 6, he summons a warg captain. The warg captain has an ability which, at random, so I guess I'll show it. When he attacks, he has a 20% chance to permanently dispatch a horde of goblin warg riders, which is a unique unit when you crown the Great Goblin. At level 10, oh, you need to be crowned for that ability to work, or does it work now? Okay, yeah, it doesn't work. We need to crown him first. Oh, no, there it is. But I think it needs to be nearby enemy units. Oh, okay, yeah. There's our captain. As you can see, it summons some goblin warg riders, which is our unique. I don't know if I mentioned this. Our unique unit from the Goblin Cave. So his other Palantir. So basically, Plunder Command, he marks a resource building, and then your units that are nearby the building get 50% damage. Level 4, a tunnel basically acts as a well, if I'm reading that correctly.
You know what to do. That one's finished.
Yeah. And then for level 7,
Take your tools ready.
What are you doing in these parts?
it basically activates a scavenger for nearby units. Yeah.
Keep your wolves under control.
Now, when the Great Goblin is crowned, you can recruit Goblin Riders. He gets special bonuses against buildings. All your Orc Hordes are faster, and they can be equipped with Plundering Clubs, which is a unique upgrade, which gives them a lot of damage versus buildings. So let's crown him. Let's recruit Azog. Oh yeah, let's show off the cart real quick too. So basically the cart, you get different bonus depending on which one you, which ability you pick. So for this, I believe this gives XP. Oh no, this is a heal. Okay.
No tricks. I want the truth. Warts and all.
Let's get another one. This all works when enemy units die. So when enemy units die around this thing, depending on the level, you can heal. So this is a heal. This spawns chests. And then the other one, I believe, has to do with armor. Okay. Yep, it equips units with heavy armor, and then the radius gets bigger depending on the level. Yep, these units, they already got the upgrade, even though it doesn't say. Okay. And now we have this ability. So basically you click on one of your heroes, or an allied hero, and they're permanently protected by some warg riders.
I am the Lord of the deep places.
I need to be closer. Okay.
The ring has been dropped.
Not working? I've used this ability before. It should work.
You'll do what you're told. There will be no slacking here.
Maybe it just doesn't work on Azog. Some abilities have a weird, like, object filter. Oh, I can use it on himself. It takes a sec for them to spawn. Let me see. Oh, I can use it on Bulg. There we go. Oh, he's probably protected by wargs. And then let's show off the unit real quick.
Cave is ready. We're expanding the cave.
Yeah, this unit, the Goblin Warg Riders, which is the unit that's summoned from the captain. So they get this ability Raid, which is they get Scavenger when they attack a resource building. I think it's just any building actually. Okay, yeah, it's working. They're buffed. That's what the VFX means. Okay. Now let's go back to Azog. So when the Great Goblin is crowned, his Palantir switches. So now he gets a passive debuff against all men units. This not only works against factions like Gondor, Arnor, and units from those factions, but it also works against Easterling units and men from the East. Literally anything that's a man, of the race of men, gets debuffed. And Azog permanently gains 100% armor, so he's really tanky. This ability, Looting Moria, this can be used to level up a resource building, aka our tunnel, immediately to level 3.
We're done with this one.
This ability is supposed to summon basically a battle tower with orc units in it, but it doesn't seem to work. I don't know if it's the map. It might just be the map. But not very exciting, to be honest. And then his last ability is kind of like a mini flood, but instead of using water, he uses warg riders. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty strong. It's a level 10. It should be somewhat useful. Maybe that's a bit strong. I don't know. Okay. Now we're going to go on to our last Goblin hero. Durbers.
Sauron is seeking. I go now to report your failure to Sauron at Dagor.
Okay. So let's level him up. Durbers only has one Palantir, unlike Great Goblin and Gorkill, but he has other bonuses which are pretty useful.
Go back.
So his level 10. We're gonna skip to this real quick. When he gets level 10, he gets these bodyguards summoned around him, and they continually respawn too if they die. So he can be kind of tough to kill sometimes.
Sauron is
No
seeking.
fluffing here. You know what to do. We have a new cave.
Where are the others?
We expanded the cave.
They're as bad as these two.
This ability provides nearby units with banner carriers. This can be used on anything that can receive a banner carrier.
Ready?
Did you get it?
This ability is kind of like Azog's brutal. It has the same name. Yeah, it just has a different button for some, or a different icon. So yeah, same ability. We kill a unit, and then the rest other units around get 50% speed and 50% damage and 20% speed. And they're feared temporarily for like a few seconds. So this ability, Lose Control, when you activate it for 50 seconds, he gets more damage and armor, and he gets a new Palantir. But
The ring has been dropped.
it's a temporary Palantir, so. In this ability, he gets this leadership. I think this affects only your units. It might affect enemies too, but all units gain 75% damage and armor, move 20%. Oh, okay, yeah. 50-second timer. Let's go over here. They gain 75% damage, move 25% faster, but they lose armor. This is a fear and a debuff. Enemies lose 25% armor, 25% damage. Okay, it's only your units. So only your units get the 75% damage and 25% speed. This ability, enemy units near Durbers lose 50% armor, but your units lose 100% armor. So you should just use it on your weak units since they don't have much. They don't have like good armor anyway. And then this ability only happens when he's crowned. He basically becomes immortal, gets a lot of damage, but you can't control him, and then he'll die. So let's show off this ability, and then we'll show off this ability. That's pretty good range on that. These guys are all the way over here.
You're late.
And then this ability, he summons basically, he summons 4 battalions of bats, level 7. I think they debuff units. Let's see. Yeah, they do. Okay, yeah. So that can be useful. You can just like spread out the bats so that everyone is like debuffed equally. Like if you're microing and you're like different places at once.
Behold your fate. You'll have no right.
Now let's bring him back and let's crown him. So when Durbers is crowned, you gain access to new elite goblins and occupied animal caves. So basically, I believe caves that you control actually give you more resources. Nope. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you can take control of the lairs, like I showed you, you can summon some special units from it. Oh, I guess quick interjection. Let's get a troll cave real quick. Because there's actually one more special hero. It's kind of like an Easter egg. Alright, here we go. So basically from these layers, when you control them, you special summon like just like regular units that you get from your own barracks, cave, or fissure and stuff, but I guess like the last special hero here is Bill, Tom, and Bert. They're kind of like a cave troll. They get stone throwing. They level up to 10. They get scavenger. Oh, and they get a heal. Alright, back to Durbers. Back to Durbers. And Azog.
There will be no slacking here. Moria is mine. I am the Lord of the Deep Places. Make yourself useful. The cave is ready.
Okay.
Increase your numbers if you must.
So when Durbers is crowned king,
They cannot stop the goblins. I prefer the darkness of the deep.
okay. Alright, when Durbers is crowned king, I believe the ability is the same, but he doesn't have to target units. Oh no, units automatically come with bandit carriers, that's another thing.
Get together.
Excuse me. Yes, that's another bonus when he's king. Units automatically come out with banner carriers. So if you have units that aren't with banner carriers, they just automatically get them anyway. This ability is different. So same thing, we kill a unit, but this time we get 200% damage and 300% speed. These abilities are all the same, but we get this ability.
You're as bad as these two.
It puts him on a timer. He keeps summoning units. And that's right, we can't control him. I probably should have saved this ability for last, so we're going to have to wait for him to die.
Those over there need to be killed.
You hear that? Hit the ring. Take it. Quick, go.
You gonna die? Okay. So, do that when he's, like, in an army. And then he'll attack things.
Increase your numbers if you must.
Okay. This ability is the same. Just summons a bunch of bats.
Get it.
Pardon me. Okay, so now we have this new Palantir of abilities.
Sauron.
This ability's level 10 is the same. He summons the bodyguards.
You're as bad as these two.
But now he gets, I believe this is a buff. Okay, yeah. You can use this on your own units. I think you can use this on enemy units too. Yeah. So let's group up.
Where are the others? They'll have no power to bring
Okay.
Sauron is sick.
So this has 3 options. Enemies. So option 1, enemies lose 50% damage to armor and gain experience slower. Option 2, your units get 50% armor and damage, and then option 3, slaves in the area target briefly move faster. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, to be honest. But I think, anyway, you would just want the other 2 abilities. You either debuff the enemy or your units get a buff. That sounds better than just units moving faster.
Your failure. Sauron Adolgo
Alright.
Get it.
And then this ability, which he gets at level 1 when he's crowned, is pretty important. So basically, you can automatically level up a Goblin Cave to level 3. And then this is how you get access to 3 special units. Durbur's Warriors, Durbur's Archers, and then the Goblin Half-Troll Swordsman.
Looks like these archers are ready. Get together.
So these units are stronger than your typical just Goblin Warriors. I think are they just oh, okay, yeah. They're the same price too, so you're getting basically double stats for the same cost.
They may be near.
And they have access to poison abilities, and they can be auto-cast.
Quiet down. You hear that?
So that's incredibly strong. And then these guys are elites. These are this is like your second true elite unit. They get a charge attack, and then they gain 50% armor damage, and they knock units over. They can be upgraded with venom sacks, scavenged armor, and banner carriers. These guys are the same units that Bulk summons at level 10. So yeah. And then at level 8 he gets an ability, which is another random ability. You can either summon 3 different armies, or if you're unlucky, you summon an enemy army. So let's see what we roll here. Alright, we summoned the friendly units. We got pretty good. We summoned a whole bunch. We summoned some half-trolls.
Ready? They're as bad as these two.
It's the ring. Take it, quick.
Alright, now that's basically all the Goblin 3rd Age heroes. Oh wait, no, I didn't show off Azog yet. Okay, my apologies. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so now we've done Durbers. Let's take a look at Azog.
The mountain has a
So
name.
in this, if you crown Durbers, Azog passively debuffs dwarves, any dwarven unit, and he permanently gains double damage. So, if you want to really take down heroes, you should probably crown Durbers. And then these abilities have to do with basically your production, except this one. So you pick a Goblin Cave, and any units that are recruited from it for the next 60 seconds come with heavy armor, and units that are near it. And this works on all units from it.
Goblin warriors. Pay half.
Like, I don't even think these guys can get heavy armor, but apparently they have it now.
Pick 'em up.
This, I'm going to skip over this ability quick. This goes with this ability, so if you have a bunch of Goblin Caves next to each other, I'm going to turn off my trainer real quick. They basically recruit units at, like, almost instantaneously. Like, these are obviously, like, most expensive and,
Hey, half trolls. Hurry it up.
yeah, take long to build, but these guys build almost instantly. Look at that. So basically, if you combine these two abilities, you can,
Goblin warriors.
if you stick multiple Goblin Caves next to each other, you can get a whole, you can basically get almost instantaneously a full army of upgraded units, recruited almost instantaneously. That's pretty strong.
I smell the enemy. I smell the fear in their rods.
Alright, so this ability is a buff, but it's a buff dependent on which unit you have. So basically, orc units, they either get 50% armor, 30% more damage but lose 30% speed. Spiders and wargs get 50% more damage, 30% speed but lose 30% armor. And then he also buffs trolls, giants, and dragons. They get 50% armor and are 30% faster but lose 30% damage. So that is the Goblin hero playbook. Now I'm gonna show off the rest of the faction. But as you can see, Gorkill, he provides Scavenger. You get access to the Spider Riders. He has a whole bunch of debuffs. And then when you're Azog, he gets armor and damage. He debuffs elves. He basically becomes abilities that affect himself. If you crown Great Goblin, God, there's so much. He gets Warg Riders. He gets the cart, which can be a well. It can give armor. It can give what was the other one?
Stop the goblins!
Oh, gold. Yeah. That's basically the unique thing about him. Oh, and then the wargs, where you can protect your heroes. And then Azog gets double armor, or 100% armor, and then he gets the cool warg summon, and he can level up your eco buildings. And then when you crown Durbers gives you like access to elites. He gets more powerful buffs. Yeah, he gets more powerful buffs, basically. And then Azog debuffs dwarves, gets double damage, and then he also kind of works to like give your units more buffs. So, now we can do the rest of the Goblin overview. So let's start with the fortress. Or actually, let's start with all the buildings. So we have our tunnel, obviously. You can put units in it. If you ever play vanilla, you know, there's like funny stuff you can do. You can build a tunnel behind their base and then keep harassing them. We have our standard barracks / cave. We get all our units. We have a spider pit. This gives access to the spiderlings, which is just basic cav. You can also get scorpions. You need level 3 for those. Yeah. So these guys are good against heroes. This is basically another like cav-like unit because they're kind of fast, but they're specifically meant for going after heroes. And they can be upgraded with venom sacks for more damage. If Gorkill is the crown, they get more damage. And then these guys, the big scorpions, they're strong, basically single units. They get the poison stinger, and it gets what is this? I believe this is just like an kind of like a little like scorpion wizard blast type ability. If that's even the thing. Let's take a look. Yep. Scorpion Wizard Blast. You saw it here first. Only in the Edain Dagger Hero submod. And then this requires gift bag. I'm not sure how you get that actually. I think you need Gorkill. Or maybe you need the upgrade. I'm gonna skip ahead to the treasure trove. Because I just want to see if that's how you get the ability. Okay, it's either Gorkill or the treasure trove. I think this just releases poison. Yeah, just releases poison in an area. We have the fissure. Hold on. So we get cave trolls and mountain giants. Cave trolls just basic monster units. They can throw rocks. I think these guys can grab trees, but they can't heal off infantry. We'll wait for this to upgrade, and then we'll build our mountain giants too.
It's the ring. Take it quick. The fissure has been expanded. The fissure has been expanded. We've released a cave drop.
Okay, no, these guys do pick up goblins. You can pick up goblins and throw them, which fears an enemy. Oh, they can bombard too. Yeah, okay. Yep, they can grab tree. They can pick up an orc. And when they throw it, it fears an enemy. I guess I'll show it off. We have our mountain giants. If you ever played vanilla, you know what this is. It's just a range unit. Pretty cool. Really? Okay, it doesn't fear in this version. He just threw a goblin, but it didn't fear them. Usually it fears. The next building. This is our equivalent of a heroic statue, I believe. Gives allied units leadership. Not sure what a blood oath is. We have our worm lair. So we can summon fireworms. These worms basically, most of all the fireworms and fire drakes have Inferno, which I showcased in the last video. But they can be equipped with armor, so they're extra tanky. You can summon giant bats. They actually get regain health per hit, and they're pretty good against cavalry and buildings. Goblins also get access to this totem. This is basically, this is a debuff, and it reveals hidden units. So yeah, weakens enemy units, reveals hidden units. Let's go over to the treasure trove. Banner carriers, we already did the venom sacks, poison arrows, heavy armor. This is a unique goblin upgrade. Basically, if you buy this, all the upgrades on all your units is reduced by 75%. And then we get this. So, this is how we get access to our second ring hero, Smaug. But we also have this ability, Sacrifice. So if we go back to the fortress, we'll go over this real quick. Get bats, increases the vision, and detect stealth units. Razor spines, damage units that come close to the fortress. Poison arrows, upgrades your arrow towers. Dark steel plates, increases armor, and then dragon's lair, just so you can get Drogoth. But now we have this ability, called the tribute cart. And it costs 2,000. But the reason you would want to do this is because you can temporarily summon Smaug. Not this Smaug, though, and not the Smaug you've probably seen in other mods. Just this basic Smaug. He's on a timer. He can level up to 20, but he doesn't have that much health for such a big unit. He does get a leap, though, which is pretty strong. Let's see how far it can go. Okay. Let's see how good this ability is. Okay, he can do it from pretty far away. Will he kill anything? Oh, nice. There we go, he leveled up to 20. But yeah, that's basically all you can do with this Smaug. Now, let us go over the... we'll just do the ring heroes first. So let's get Shelob. Let's get our spiderlings. Now let's give Shelob the ring. Okay. Now Shelob has the ring. she has 17,000 health when she's level 20. And she gets access to this ability here. So this is a self-heal. It's not very strong. I've used it before. I think it needs to be buffed. But you use this so you can unlock all of these skills here. Also, I should mention in this form, when her trample is pretty strong. She can actually trample like a lot of units and like kill them. So for this ability, this is a debuff and a weapon. So units in the target area lose 75% speed. They're poisoned and they lose 50% armor. Oh, and she just debuffs units nearby. Yep. Well, that was a lot of damage. So if any units survive, they're gonna lose the armor and the speed. Let's use it again. Oh. We're gonna have to actually wait. Oh, there we go. So for this ability, she just switches position. That's a cool VFX. And also, Shelob does a lot of damage in this form towards heroes. Okay, for this ability, Cocoon of Darkness, Shelob and all friendly units are camouflaged and get 75% armor, and it lasts for 1 minute. This ability, so Shelob eats the life of a victim. So this is a lifesteal. It heals her and it just like takes health from them. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. Look at the health. Let's see what it does to these elite units. Oh, it ran out. Oh no, there it is. It's doing a decent amount of damage. But her trample's just better. And then for her last ability, Shelob gets 100% damage and armor for 5 minutes. And it says she summons units, but she dies after the 5 minutes. Oh, it actually activates darkness too. Okay, there's some spiders all over the map, or just nearby? It just summons a couple spiders nearby. And she has double damage. Let's see how quickly she can kill a hero. Okay, let's see. Oh, this isn't fair. Sauron debuffs heroes. Sauron OP. Let's see if. Alright. Did she move out of the debuff? Oh no. There we go. Okay. Let's see how much damage she does to this fortress. Not that much. How about this farm? Or this barracks? Yeah, decent. Okay. For our next ring hero, we're gonna need the treasure trove. And we're gonna need another Summerall.
We have to get the ring back to camp. You'll do what you're told. The work never ends here.
Oh, it can only have one. That's fine.
Fix that attitude of yours. The building is ready for master.
Oh, we need to take it to the fortress.
The ring is with us now.
Okay, so now we got access to this, the Arkenstone. This is a pretty pricey cost, but it hypothetically should be well worth it. We need to buy this.
That is where they found it.
And now we can get Smaug. So that's like half the, or most of the cost. 6,000 for that, 1,000 for Smaug, and he recruits instantly, even without a trainer.
Under the mountains is dead. I took his throne.
So this is Smaug the Golden. He's completely stuck on the ground. He gets 2 Palanters of abilities. He has 20,000 health, 1,500 damage. He has the most health of like anything in the game. So he gains. So his passive ability, he gains 100% armor. He debuffs enemy units' damage by 25%. Can I reposition him? No. Okay, so it's gonna take a while. So this is just like this is an attack, but this ability gives all units in an area heavy armor. If it's been researched.
Go on.
So he's at level 20. He gets 26,000 health and 2,300 damage. Or 2,100 damage. Okay, let's see how good this is. That did not look very strong. Nope, it kind of just knocked him over. Let's switch his Palantir. Fireflight. So this looks like a fireball. Yep. I can already tell this is going to be a fireball. Yep, fireball. Or actually better. That was way better, a fireball. Creates a pressure wave. So that's like a... Oh wow, that actually did a lot of damage. Did you see that?
I think our little game ends here.
It's actually killing these elites too, wow.
The ring has been dropped.
This is Steal a Hero. Can't be used on Silmar heroes though, so you can't take Sauron. And then this is an Inferno. It's only level 7 too, so I get for how much he costs. He gets all his good abilities by level 7. That's kind of crazy. All right, so that's Smaug the Golden. Don't know how easy it is to truly level him up though, but he has the health and the damage to back it up.
I think our little game ends here.
Alright, now let's go. Our Shelob finally died. Was that 5 minutes? I'll have to go back and check. So let's go to the first stage stuff now. We got our Thangordrum support army of the past stages. And it gives us access to the Thangordrum Volcano. So unlike the Mordor first stage, this structure does go to level 5, and the upgrades you just have to click on them when they unlock. These are for your Balrogs. It gives them new abilities and it gives them more health. Let's start with the units. So you get these elite Fire Drake broods. These guys are different than the ones that what's his name, Drogoth summons. They get an armor upgrade at level 5. Their Inferno's at level 7. They have more health and they deal more damage. And then we have our classic Balrogs. You can get 2 of these guys. They have 12k health. They have a debuff. So enemy units around the Balrogs recharge their abilities 25% slower. They have Ignite, deal double damage, gain 50% armor. They get a Whip, really good against heroes and buildings. Scream, so Fear. They get Wings. This is basically an army killer, because it does, when they land, they do lots of damage, and then they of course they have Fire Breath. So for our first stage heroes, we get Scatha. And we get Gothmog. The first stage Gothmog, the Balrog. Let's do Scatha first. So Scatha, her ability changed, but basically she gets a debuff every 40 seconds. She emits this green stuff, and I think they lose armor and damage. All units. Oh, also she provides Scavenger, for nearby units too. At level 3, she, I guess, an ability that costs money, but you can summon three fire drakes. I wonder if they're level 10, if they're summoned at level 10, or it's because I have the trainer. Oh well, but anyway, that's still a good ability. Get 3 fire drakes, level 10, and they get Inferno. And they get, wait, what's this guy? Can I click on him? There we go. Oh, it's another fire drake, just a different model. This ability, Breath of the Dragon. I believe this just sets the ground on fire. Let's go use it on some units.
The shadow grows. It's the ring. Take it quick.
Oh, also, I forgot to cover this ability. So it turns from a passive ability into an active ability. So let's get closer. So it poisons nearby units. And enemies in the area are stunned if they get into the range of the clouds. Okay, yeah, I see they're stunned. I see the effects. No, this ability, it sets the fire. Okay, it sets the fire around him on fire. Oh, it's an explosion. Oh, that's cool. That seems like a really good ability. So there's a lot of text here. Next. So dragons near a select resource building collect resources for defeating enemies, and they receive a large amount when they destroy the building. Unfortunately, I don't have a resource building on this map. Let's see if it works on this. Nothing seemed to happen. Okay. And I believe this just sets an area on fire. Oh yeah. That's weird. It didn't hit these guys, but not those guys. Alright, well that's Scatha. And then Gothmog. So he actually gives a leadership to infantry, cavalry, and other Balrogs. They get 50% resistance to magic, frost, and flame. So that's pretty strong. He has the wings ability, same as the other Balrogs. He gets his fire breath at level 5, so it's the same fire breath we saw that the Balrogs get level 10. But he also gets this ability. So I believe this is just fire breath in like every direction. Oh, it's like a rain of fire. Okay, so it's like rain of fire. And he also gets an armor upgrade at level 8. Okay, so the last thing in this video, we gotta go over our first stage summoned unit. It's not a Valar like Morgoth, but it is related. It's summoned on Calogun the Black. So basically the dragon at the summoned at the War of Wrath. He has a lot more damage though. He has 2700 damage. And he gets 2 passives. So this, I think we're out of units, but basically, units that he flies over are just knocked over and take damage. So you can fly over an army and they will just passively take damage and get knocked over. So that's that's like really stupid, broken. This enemy units succumb to fear and terror. So enemy units that are nearby and not getting like knocked over are in fear, and then units get attributes. I'm not sure what it means by that. I assume it means if the unit by them, they get buffed or something. And then Firestorm, basically another Inferno-like ability. Does lots of damage to units, some damage to buildings. And when he's in attack stance, he gets 75% damage, like all the Valars and summoned stuff do. Let's see how much damage it does to fortress. So that was like a third of its health in one swing. Oh, he knocks over heroes too. Aragorn just went flying. It took like 10 of his health, so he's better against buildings than he is against heroes. So yeah, that is the complete Goblin showcase. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've actually stayed this long, leave a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and look forward to more Dagor content. And yeah, that's it, guys. Have a good one. Thank you so much.